Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your latest Chelsea news. First up, very, very good news. Nottingham Forest, ladies and gentlemen, have dropped points against Crystal Palace. I actually expected that. Crystal Palace is a very good team, man. They've got some quality players that can damage you, and they have, with a penalty. I didn't watch the game, but I'm hearing that Crystal Palace didn't actually play that well. Nottingham Forest were trying to force a win. This is what I'm hearing from social media, but I saw the final score 1-1, which is great. That's all we need to know. I know I thought I was able to do a watch along today, but I was way too tired off the back of yesterday's game, so I needed to rest up. But this is fantastic. You know, Nottingham Forest dropping points. Still, look, the matter is not over. As Carragher is saying over here, Carragher, I still think Chelsea need other teams to drop points to secure UCL. And I agree with him. This is why I'm still staying as calm as possible. Fantastic victory. Don't get me wrong. Fantastic victory against Liverpool. Needed that. Badly needed that. I've been saying it prior to the game that I feel quietly confident that we're going to get this victory. I just feel like, you know, Liverpool, what else do they have going for them in this season? They've won the title. Are they really going to be up for this match? We, on the other hand, we've got everything on the line, and we went out there and did our business. And one thing I do need to clarify, a lot of Liverpool fans trying to say that I was our second string team. Look, let's be honest about the whole thing. Sure, you've won the title, and maybe your total focus wasn't in this game, but you still played with Salah, you still played with Van Dijk, you still played with Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is now officially going to Real Madrid, by the way, and you still played with Alisson. It was still a very, very strong team. Don't take anything away from Chelsea Football Club. You still played with a very strong team, and you still played with some level of intent of winning that game. We, on the other hand, we were dominating. You know, we've dominated Liverpool in that game in every facet of that game. Every department, we were far superior to them. So let's not take anything away. But after the match, I was trying to stay as calm as possible because there's still a lot of hard work that needs to be completed. Newcastle next up is a huge factor. And as Carragher is saying, I still think Chelsea need other teams to drop points. Well, of course, we've got Newcastle, and if we beat them, that's drop points for Newcastle. And we've got Nottingham Forest. So, yeah, they do need to drop points against us, Mr. Carragher. But I understand the overall sentiment, and I agree with it. This next game, ladies and gentlemen, against Newcastle is another final, and this one will decide. I feel if we get a victory against Newcastle, I feel yes, that is probably job done for the 5th position, because Man United, we should be able to get a victory against them, but then again, you never know. But their focus should be on Europa League, and this is what they've been doing in the Premier League so far. They've been investing all of their effort and their time on Europa League, which makes sense because if they win that, that's a trophy and it gets them to Champions League football. And because their focus is on Europa League, they've been fielding a sort of B-rated team for the Premier League, and that's why they've been getting whooped. And hopefully they continue doing that, and we whoop them as well. We deserve to, because they've been getting whooped by everyone. And Nottingham Forest, ladies and gentlemen, over the past 6, 7, 8 Premier League games, they've really been struggling. They've gone off to a flyer. They had a very nice, decent middle part of the season, and now they're crashing in this final part. Look, they'll still try and aim for some form of European football, whether it's Conference League, whether it's Europa League. They still should be quite happy with their progress this season, because last couple of seasons they've not been where they are. They've been sort of in that lower table in the Premier League. So look, somewhat agree with Carragher, of course. Others do need to drop points, and especially against us. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Moises Caicedo. Moises Caicedo is the Chelsea Player of the Year. He's won that award. I believe the Young Player of the Year went to Tariq George, which is probably the right thing. It would have been in between. It would have been between Tariq George and Achapong. So look, I'm fine with Tariq George getting that. But Moises Caicedo, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea Player of the Year. I don't think we can dispute this. The only other player that can come into this conversation is probably Cucurella. Both of these players have been sublime. But Moises Caicedo, I'll tell you this much: I don't think I've seen him get anything less than 7. 7 is probably too low. I don't think I've seen Moises Caicedo drop anything less than 8.5 out of 10 this season, or even 8, let's say 8 out of 10. Most games he's been 8 out of 10. Most games. And there are some games where he's probably 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. Moises Caicedo thoroughly deserves Chelsea's Player of the Year award. Undoubtedly. Moises Caicedo, I feel I've improved a lot. Last season, I learned a lot. I told myself this season would be my season because playing for Chelsea FC is a dream come true. I love it. I love it. I love a player that truly wants to be here and wants to play for the badge. I'm so happy to be here and win this. The fans, I appreciate a lot. We play for them. They support us and push us when we need them. Hearing the fans sing my name is a dream come true. You know what? This player, no controversy. You don't hear much about him on social media. He just goes about and does his business. Very Kante-esque. You barely heard anything from Kante, and no controversy at all. And I love these type of players, man. They just take care of their business. They do their job on the field, and then off the field, you don't even hear about them. No social media shenanigans either. I hope they keep believing in us because we all want to bring trophies to this amazing club. Believe in us because we are trying to bring everything to Chelsea. Now, look, some people recently, off the back of some of the recent victories that we've had, saying to me, "Oh, Mizna, you stay on the other side." What other side, mate? Like, I know the channel is the other side of the coin, but what are you talking about? Stay on the other side? Like, I don't understand. People acting like I've been an enemy of the club. No, I want the club to succeed. For all the people that regularly watch the channel, they understand. I just want the club to operate in a way that keeps us at the top, makes us challengers for titles. Buying all of these youth players, it's not fair on people like Moises Caicedo or Enzo Fernandez or Cucurella, Cole Palmer, these type of players that deserve a little bit more ruthlessness, planning from our owners, our directors. So I'm not asking Chelsea Football Club to falter. No, I'm actually begging Chelsea to get back to the top, mate. Buying all of these kids, this policy that we have, we've only seen inconsistencies, right? This is the third season under the new ownership. We've only seen inconsistencies. So this whole nonsense about commenting on my videos or in my posts on social media, oh, now you stay on the other side. What do you mean? What is the other side? Like, as if I want, failure for Chelsea Football Club, which is not true. I want Chelsea to shine. And I hope we can. Just making into Champions League. Hopefully we make it into Champions League. Honestly, hopefully we do make it into Champions League because I miss Champions League football and I can't wait to see us back into Champions League. But we do need to do the right type of business in the summer. And I'm begging and I'm hoping, because the last few windows, we've done wrong type of business, which has put us in this mess of inconsistency. So I hope people understand that. I hope they keep believing in us. We all want to bring trophies to this amazing club. Believe in us because we are trying to bring everything to Chelsea. I love it. Moises Caicedo, that's brilliant. Look at those nice little awards, couple of awards. And Moises Caicedo looking very nice. He's a family guy. I believe he's recently had a baby as well. He's very much, looks after his parents and his siblings, and I love it. I love these type of characters. Caicedo explains being voted by the players as the players player of the season is not just an award for him. Being given this means a lot, but it is also for them. They help me every day and in every game. It is an award for them too. I love it. Moises Caicedo saying all the right talks. Now, another special news for Moises Caicedo coming from Matt Law, and it's well-deserved. Chelsea are expected to reward Moises Caicedo with a further new contract this summer, but no talks are expected until season ends. I love it. I love it. He deserves it. And I think this is the thing that I can appreciate our ownership. Look, I still believe there should be a rule of exceptions. There should be exceptions. We should be able to purchase players that we feel that's going to improve the team, and from the get-go, we shouldn't just restrict them at 150,000, or we shouldn't be restricted with the transfer money, this, that, the other. If there is a quality player that can improve us, that can help us get titles, we should just go and get them. And that's the negative side of this policy that our ownership has. But on the flip side, what I do like about this policy is someone like Moises Caicedo, who's been doing well, and now he's looking to get rewarded. Similar thing happened to Cole Palmer last season. I'm pretty sure Cole Palmer came in with not huge wage package, but he had a stellar season last season, and then he got a bumper new deal. Similar thing is happening with Moises Caicedo. He's the Chelsea player of the season. He's been phenomenal, and now he's going to get rewarded with a better deal. And I like to see that. Players that do well should get rewarded with a better deal and should not be restricted to that 150,000 page that we have per week. So, yeah, there's pros and cons in this policy. I guess this is the pro. If you do well, you're going to get rewarded for your abilities and your effort, which is fantastic. Hope to see Moises Caicedo accept that new offer whenever that does arrive, and hopefully it does arrive. And hope to see Moises Caicedo play for Chelsea Football Club for years to come. He's a very important cog in the whole machine. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Joao Felix news. Some Joao Felix news. Flamengo has open talks and is trying to sign Joao Felix. The idea of the Flamengo board is to make a loan deal with an option to buy. So this is coming from a Brazilian source who is quite reputable. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually materializes, because Joao Felix at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, look, I've come to a conclusion. He's a talented player, but a talented player that is incapable of succeeding anywhere. He's now tried and tested in many clubs, and it's not worked out for him. That talent is going to waste. I don't know what the issue is. I can only imagine maybe he doesn't apply himself at training. I don't know. I don't know if there is any other reasons why he's not good enough. But the bottom line is he isn't good enough. Now, Flamengo is apparently trying to take him for loan before the Club World Cup so he can feature for Flamengo. But this player will need to move on. He will become a problem for us next summer window coming up. And I just hope we don't spend a lot of, which I'm pretty sure we will, because there's so many players that need to move on. I just hope that we get our business done in terms of who's going to come in early, so we can really prepare for next season and not have yet another season where we're just competing for top four again. We need to start competing for the Premier League title. I would like to, and I expect a Premier League challenge next season. So look, Joao Felix to Flamengo, you have all my blessings, my son. Hopefully you go there and you do well. And, yeah, it's sad to see Joao Felix's career just dwindling down the track. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of news in regards to Cole Palmer. A stunning performance from Cole Palmer during our 3-1 win over Liverpool has seen him voted player of the match via the Chelsea app. 100% agree. He was very instrumental. He was very instrumental for our victory against Liverpool, and I'm so glad he's back. People have a go at me about this, and I keep saying it, and I've repeated this many times. I'm going to do it again. This guy is our, like, I know Moises Caicedo is a supreme player, Cucurella is a supreme player, and we've got many others. Cole Palmer is our X factor. He'll win you games, right? He'll win you games. Yes, he's been out of form, but I think it's more than being out of form. There's something probably has happened in the background. I don't know, or maybe he's feeling in the background, or maybe not. I tend to, like, he will probably come out and say there's nothing. He's just a bit of lack of form. But I feel something has sort of unsettled him a little bit, because you don't go for that long a period where you're just ineffective. I'm glad he's hopefully snapped out of it, because the performance against Liverpool was top class. Even the first goal for Enzo Fernandez, it was Cole Palmer's ball from deep that released Pedro Neto, and then Pedro Neto cut back to Enzo Fernandez. There was another really good opportunity Cole Palmer made for someone else. I can't remember who it was for, but then second goal as well, it was his cross that ricocheted off ultimately for an own goal from Kwanzaa, and then he scored the penalty. But before the penalty, he also had another shot that was between the goalkeeper and the goalpost, and it hit the post. That would have been a cheeky goal. Look, Newcastle, Man United, Nottingham Forest, we need this player to be on song. If he's on song, I'm telling you, we'll get Champions League football. Obviously, everyone else needs to play their part, no doubt about that. But if this guy is on his game, then we will see victories in the next few games. In the last 3 games of the Premier League fixtures, if Cole Palmer drops a masterclass, expect us to perhaps win all of them and secure that Champions League position. So big up to Cole Palmer, and I hope he continues like that. Another name that I do want to shout out is Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez is another player that has seen adversity this season and has really rose above the adversity and is now seeing the success, the fruits of hard work, and big up to Enzo Fernandez as well. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, our player support and development officer, Willie Issa, the cookie monster. Remember the cookie monster, the mentality monster. None of us, know where is he? Where is he? Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, he is a real person. That's him right there, and he's got the Chelsea training kit on. So Willie Issa, big up to him. Big up to him. Hopefully, he's doing some good job for Chelsea Football Club. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the latest. Good news, as I said, Nottingham Forest have dropped points, which is fantastic. And now, Newcastle, big fixture for us. Final for us. Let's see what we can do. Smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, take care. See ya.